Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Indesit I1D80 Vented tumble-dryer. And what I want to do today is just show you around the dryer some of the features and benefits that it offers. Also, towards the end of the video I also want to cover about vented tumble dryers as a whole. Are they worth it? Are people still buying them? Just before I start, all I normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I talk about household appliances, vacuum cleaners. There's normally a bit of tech here in there as well. So just give us a quick subscribe and I'll make a start. This is one of the starter models in the range that Indesit produce. With this model, this particular one has an 8kg load. There is also a 7kg load, but all of the functionality is basically the same between the two. A lot of people are moving up in load sizes now. So things like washing machine loads are getting bigger, and that's the same within the tumble dryer market. As far as the sizes on this, so as far as the width, that tends to be a pretty standard. That's 60 centimeters or 23.5 inches. The height, again, is pretty standard. So you're looking at just under 85 centimeters, or around 33.5 inches. As far as the depth, now this is one thing that does vary a lot. I suppose it really depends where it's going to be situated. If you were just covering the, say the top of it itself, then you're looking around 50 centimeters. That's just for that part. As far as the installed depth, so including the parts at the back, you're looking around 54-55 centimeters. But of course that does vary depending on whether you're going to put the vent hose on it. Now, talking about the vent hose, this is included with it. Now, the eagle-eyed viewers will notice that this is a metal vent hose, and what Indesit have done is they've put this metal kind of vent hose in the tumble dryers for, I suppose, the last 12-18 months. What you'll find is it's not quite as flexible as some of the older style vent hoses, but it is recommended that if you buy this dryer, then it is recommended to use this vent hose with it, not to try and substitute it with one of the other types, because apparently it can invalidate the warranty. So with this, it is, as I say, it is flexible, so you can move it and it does stay in position, but when you are putting it into position, it's not quite as easy to get into place. So that's just something to be aware of, because what happens is when you put the vent hose on the back, that makes the depth of the machine, well, it makes it a lot deeper. And I've just had a quick measure, so from front to back you will be looking around 70 centimeters. So if you're going to include the vent hose and the way it curves around at the back, then that's 70 centimeters, or an inch is about 27.5 inches. So that's something to bear in mind before you buy the dryer. I'll just quickly show you the display on the front of the tumble dryer. As you can see, there's not a lot to show you actually. The main control dial on the right hand side, you can only rotate it one way, so you just go round. So if you wanted 30 minutes drying, then you just select it to the 30-minute option. With this tumble dryer, it is a manual timer. So as it shows on here, it's up to 160 minutes. That's where you'd move it around to the dot. And it doesn't matter how long you select, the last 10 minutes is always a cool down period. It is recommended to let the clothes go through that last 10 minutes. I know some people are waiting there for the clothes to finish. It's really tempting to take them out as soon as it gets to the last 10 minutes, because you think, well, it's finished the drying process. But it is important for the clothes to go through the drying down, the cooling down process, not the drying down process. The other option you've got is this. That's the high and the low heat setting. So once you've selected the time that you want, and you've selected whether you want it high or low heat, then all you do is you just press start, and that's it. On the left hand side here, you have got a good indicator as to the approximate times for the drying. It very much depends on what you are drying, so it depends on the load size. So for example, if you wanted, say, a 7kg load in there on the cottons, then you're going to be looking between 90 to 140 minutes. Synthetics, if you're doing, say, a 2kg load, then you're looking between, I suppose, 35 to 45 minutes. And on the delicates, if it's only a very small load, then you're probably looking around 25 to 40 minutes. So it's a good indicator, and I suppose what you'll find is that these times are really useful to start with. But what you'll find is that depending on how your washing machine, depends how much water it extracts from the clothes. Clearly, if you've got a 1000 spin washing machine, then it's not going to extract as much water as a 1400 spin machine. The main advantage of going for a higher spin speed washing machine is that it gets more water out, which means it spends less time in the tumble dryer. I'll just show you inside the tumble dryer. First of all, you've got a nice big handle on the left hand side here, so it's nice and easy to open the door. The door, that's as far as it opens, so it's not completely back, but it is nice to see that because you've got an 8 kilogram load, then you've got a nice big porthole to get the clothes in and out of. So the porthole size is 35, well, just over 35 centimeters, or around 14 inches. I try and point it out in my videos because some manufacturers, even on their large load machines, still insist on putting a really small porthole in here, and it just makes it a lot more difficult to get the clothes in and out. Also, if you've got something in here, then if you've got a small door aperture, then you could miss clothes that are stuck in there. As far as maintenance on the machine, to be honest, there's not really a lot to do. You've got the filter in here. Now, this is very important to keep clean. It is recommended, and I suppose most manufacturers will recommend, to clean this after every drying cycle. And to clean that, all you need to do is just take that apart. All you'll find is that you will get the fluff and the lint inside here. Just take that out, give it a good wipe out, make sure it's nice and clean, and then that just clips back together, and then you just drop that back into the dryer. Now, a question we do get asked a lot is, can I show you around the back of the appliances? So I just thought I'd show you around the back of the tumble dryer. This is quite important because for a lot of people you want to know which side the vent hose is. So as you can see here, it's on the right hand side, so clearly if you're looking at it from the front, then it's going to be on the left. For a lot of people, the mains connection is also important, and that's at the bottom left here. So this is what I was showing you earlier. So once you've got the vent hose on, so if I just angle that, just pop that on there, that's it. So once you've got it on and you turn it round, then as you can see, it does increase the depth of the appliance quite a lot. I'll just show you the energy label for the dryer. Now, as you can see here, it's a C energy rating. So it's not the most efficient on the market, but overall, if you're comparing it to other models, then this one isn't too bad. As far as some other bits at the bottom, so it's just showing you that on average the time per cycle is 129 minutes. Of course, that does depend on the load that you've got in there. Just proving that it's an 8 kilogram and also 65 decibels. So if noise is important to you, then have a look out for the noise rating, because that can make quite a difference. I did say at the beginning of the video that I'd talk quickly just about vented dryers as a whole. Now, we do find we don't sell as many vented tumble dryers as we used to, say 10-15 years ago, mainly because people are going towards the condenser dryer. I suppose the main advantage of condenser dryer is that you have all the water that's stored within the tank itself. On the whole, there are some where you have the water hose or the water drain outlet, but on the whole, most people on a condenser dryer just go and empty it, and then once you're done, that's it. And I suppose that advantage is that the dryer itself can go into any room. So whether it's in a utility, a garage, it doesn't matter about looking for a vent. Now, I suppose the main advantage of a vented dryer compared to a condenser is if you've already got a vented dryer, and if you've already got a hole going through your wall, then on the whole, it makes sense to go for another vented dryer. Because what you'll find is if you do buy a condenser dryer, then you would normally need to fill the hole in. So I suppose that's what most people do if they have got a vented dryer. Unless you're looking at moving the position of it, then a lot of people will go for a vented dryer again. If you're starting afresh, so for a lot of people who are, say, first-time house buyers, or if you've not had a tumble dryer before, I'd say a big chunk of people tend to go for the condenser dryers, purely because you don't have to worry about the vent. Some people are still buying tumble dryers and hanging the hose out the window or leaving a door open, and that kind of application isn't ideal, partly because you've got the hose all over the place. And what I would also say is that some people are buying tumble dryers and not venting them at all, and that's even worse, because you don't want the moisture and the steam in the room or in the atmosphere. You want it to get out and escape properly. In a nutshell, the main advantage of having a vented dryer over a condenser dryer are, if you've got a vent there in place already, then it's dead easy just to swap over, because on the whole the sizes are pretty standard between the manufacturers. You don't have to empty the container, You don't have to worry about that. And the other real advantage is that on the whole, these kind of tumble dryers, the vented ones, cost less than a condenser dryer. Now you will find that the price gap used to be quite big. It used to be over £100, but nowadays it is a lot less. We are finding that even the other way, that some of the vented tumble dryers are starting to get about the same price as a condenser. And I suppose for a lot of newbies to tumble dryers, on the whole it would make sense to go for a condenser one. If you're thinking of buying one of these models, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. As I mentioned earlier, it does come in different loads, and also there are different colours available as well. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Indesit I1D80 Vented Tumble Dryer. Please give us a thumbs up, click subscribe on a YouTube video. I always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. If there's something I missed, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got one of these dryers, this is quite a new generation of Indesit tumble dryer. It's not long been released over the last couple of months. And so if you have got one of these, then let me know what you think about it. I'd always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.